Good evening and warm welcome to one and all. We are so happy to unite with you on this platform, on this virtual dais, on behalf of Learn the Chapter. Week after week, we have been talking about education and different disciplines of it and different domains of it rather. In other words, very important nuances of education. That's what we are discussing week after week, and how Learn the Chapter is contributing to manage those problem areas, especially those which are being overlooked in the education landscape. On that note, please allow me to welcome you all once again on behalf of Learn the Chapter, whichever time zone that you have logged in and whichever country that you have logged in. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to one and all. Let's get on to today's session. Today's session is on classroom management. As we all know, effective classroom management goes beyond the teaching content. It's about building confidence, structure, and a positive learning environment. So when we talk about positive learning environment, so what are the proven class management techniques, strategies to handle diverse large classrooms, positive discipline approaches to boost the student behavior, and the practical tips for online or even offline or even hybrid blended learning environments and the structures that are being involved in it. So when we talk about this positive classroom culture, what do we really mean by it? And how do we create it? We all know that when something is positive, it is very safe and it is very supportive and it is much more in a structured way so that the whole vibe is becoming positive. And when we relate it to the classroom culture, it makes the learners more comfortable rather than taking risks, engaging deeply and developing crucial and very social, balanced, emotional quotient environment where key phrase of social, emotional skills are structured, leading to enhanced academic achievement with a better behavior, with a very strong rapport with the teacher, and a bond, a beautiful bond which is created between the teacher and the student. With that, what do we really achieve is that the greater overall well-being of not only the student, not only the teacher, but of the whole classroom culture that is being achieved is that successful learning happens. So this is what we are trying to achieve. And definitely with Learn by Chapter, we will be able to achieve it 200%, not even 100%, 200% we will be able to achieve it. And it moves. Why? Because it just moves from just teaching facts to building character. So what is the success that is being achieved is that not only greater overall well-being, but a success of learning that takes place, that makes the school a place where the students are more felt, seen, valued, motivated, and succeeded. So what could be the key reasons for this, developing this positive classroom culture is that it boosts the academic performance. When students are felt safe and supported, what happens? They are more engaged in learning. They participate in every activity. They think and they respond to the situation. They ask questions and more willingly, there is an openness to make mistakes. Children feel free to make mistakes such that they will not be criticized. So all of which it improves the learning process. And what is being cult, a beautiful cult which is formed there, it improves the behavior and the social skills of the students. As we all know, where there is righteousness in the heart, what is being achieved? Peace in the world. That kind of peace will be achieved in a classroom situation with clear norms, consistent routines, respectful interactions, reducing behavioral issues where the teacher is not always mending the behavioral issues, monitoring the students. It will decrease the bullying which happens in the classroom, fostering a very healthy, safe environment for learning and also relationships and the collaboration where everybody starts working together. Thereby, this kind of a platform is achieved on the built of trust and connection, and the strong student-teacher relationship built on the trust allows the teacher to understand the student needs. It is the key thing for learning that provides a personalized, allows the teacher to provide a personalized support where the students feel comfortable asking for help. Nurturing this kind of an environment reduces stress, not only stress in learning, but also the self-stress, isolation for the student, and also for the teacher, making the school a positive and emotionally place to work on. So with increased engagement and motivation and a welcoming atmosphere, with very clear expectations of what am I going to do today? What am I going to achieve today? What am I going to learn today? This motivates the student to take the ownership of their own learning with the sense of belonging, making them eager to return to the classroom on everyday basis daily. So this social emotional learning, a holistic approach, that's what we are going to see today in the name of classroom management, maintains a discipline focusing on the trust in the community. So as said in our Upanishads, Asatoma Satgamaya, Thamasoma Jyothirgamaya, Mrityoma Amirthamgamaya, Om Shanthi Shanthi Shanti. Asatoma Satgamaya means which will lead from the untruth to the truth, realizing the truth. Thamasoma Jyothirgamaya, which will enlighten the student and the teacher with the knowledge which is there. Mrityoma Amirthamgamaya, that means they will come out of, they will liberate themselves from all the fears, doubts and apprehensions. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, such that it leads to the world of peace. When you live in the peace of world of peace, what happens? This makes the classroom as a beautiful garden, rather than building a fence such that restricted with rules and applications, to make the students liberated themselves on a free mind, with a free agile mind, and they will start learning. So cultivating that kind of an environment with the openness, nurturing relationship, this gardener that the teachers as educators, we are there only to support the growing process of the students, and we will be successful in doing it with this social emotional learning and community building. So on that note, please help me to welcome you to today's session, which I have done so. And now I'm going into the session by sharing into the screen. Thank you so much. So welcome to the session of classroom management. Are you giving me the remote access?
No, ma'am, Ms. Rohini ma'am is there. She's presenting. She'll help you out.
Yes. So we can go on to the next slide. I've given explanations. Thank you so much. So if we don't do that, if we don't organize our classrooms, what will happen? Can we move on to the before slide? Have you heard of the story of elephant and the six blind men? What will happen? Each one will be thinking in their own perspective, and they will create something which will not be the real picture. So this is what we are going to think today, or really we are going to focus our thoughts on this. Are we going to leave our classrooms scattered like this with different perspectives, or are we going to have a united thought and make the whole process of learning a success? Next slide, please. Yes. When we have this kind of an engaged classroom, we create a positive management. How to do this? Today's session is the whole nutshell of this. Let's look into it very clearly. We have to build a community through caring partnerships and relationships. And this building a community as one community, one classroom as one community, is the cornerstone of good management. When the students feel scared, and they will find problems, they will find solutions for their own problems, and the whole environment becomes a most enjoyable place to learn. In that, what is the key thing is, all students will start working together in collaboration, in classroom activities, together in unison to achieve the learning process. So, the students themselves, they design their own classroom, They will establish their own rules. So when you create the rules for the classroom, the students will not be happy in following their rules. So in other words, let's try out this way such that allow the students to create their own classroom rules, saying that these should be the classroom rules of my own classroom, so that we all together take an oath to follow them. So each and every rules or the procedures should be very clearly mentioned, not by you, not by me as educators, but the students themselves, and they follow that. So that what happens? The triangle gets complete with the third party there, that's the parents. Don't ever keep the parents outside the learning factor. Involve them in the process of learning such that every day there is a communication between the teacher and the parent. This is what we did in the classroom. We don't ever say that the class, we did this lesson, we did this activity. Every day it should be that mentioning together, we did this activity, we were able to learn this, and we achieved in learning this much, we didn't achieve in this much, and so that there will be change. If any change is to be made, you will mention that also very clearly. Yes, definitely parents are very difficult, not very difficult. Only thing is, I will come back to it, how to communicate with parents, how to involve them. That's a good thing. But make sure this, I'll tell you one key thing, how to keep the parents happy. When you communicate anything, always think that there is a triangle which is involved. And this triangle is a golden triangle. It's a golden triangle because it has three vertices, definitely. That's why it's called as a triangle. Teacher, student, and the parent. As an educator, as a teacher, please make sure the vertices of the triangle is closed. Means there is a confidentiality which is created, which is built on the platform of respect and trust. So that when I trust you, when you trust me, whatever I say to you, you believe in that. And you will say, yes, she is always telling me something which is for my good. So what happens? This confidential trust, which is built on this golden triangle, then the communication becomes easier, and so you will be able to achieve what you have got to say. This I'm saying not only I think we should go into the session, but still, since I have touched this area, I would like to address. Even while speaking over phone or in a class, discussion at home, as parents, don't ever criticize the teacher, don't ever criticize the way of teaching or whatever thing. You can always communicate to the teacher directly that don't ever do this kind of mistakes in front of the student, in front of the learner, so that the learner will get a doubt. My teacher is so good, why are my parents are not liking her, or why they are not accepting her? So that this kind of problem will create apprehensions and misconceptions in the minds of the learner, such that they will lose the interest in learning. Don't ever do it. That's why when you take learn by chapter, you will not have all these problems. All your problems will be taken care with the parent communication. We will help you to communicate to parent. Our reports will help you to make your position more diplomatic and secure, such that you will be able to say, and they will understand that what the teacher is saying good, what the school is saying good. That is why we are here. That is why Learn by Chapter is here, to make this whole problem handled in a most sophisticated, diplomatic way. Please allow us to do that, then you will be at peace. So let's all get into the area of peace by engaging daily practices and always be calm, consistent, and fair enough to create such an environment, and having very positive rituals to have the start of the day as the teacher, using briefing, morning session, and etc., etc., etc. And then keep learning and connecting to the students. And celebrate what is life is, end of the day. Celebrate every single moment of your life so as to evolve as self, community, and caring. This is the key thing that I request everyone to do. Even if the classroom situation, celebrate. If it's a success in the classroom classroom environment, learning, celebrate. If it is a failure in a classroom environment such that the lesson did not go well, enjoy it. Have a joke there that, oh, this lesson. Yes. The blueprint for a thriving classroom is that how to improve the student engagement and build a positive climate for learning and discipline. So this is what we are going to see as a blueprint to create a positive learning environment for a thriving classroom. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yes. So, as an architect for our own classroom, what should be the first principle is that engagement rather than management. That is how to engage the students rather than managing the students, managing students' behavior, managing their responses, how to engage the students in the learning activity. That is what should be. That should be our main principle. So when we have all heard about when the students are well engaged in the learning process rather than being managed, then we achieve in this process. So engagement doesn't happen overnight. So it is actually built on the base of trust with all the procedures, consistent procedures. So a classroom can run smoothly, effectively, that requires a deliberate design based on the rules, routine, trust, and student ownership with all the activities where every student is engaged in some or other activity, and this will provide the blueprint for the design and noticeable nod to social and emotional learning. That is a key thing. That's the main principle behind all these things. So it's an approach that teaches the children how to handle the challenges and manage their emotions and form a positive culture for learning. So why do we have Learn by Chapter logo is that Learn by Chapter successfully implement this process so well in a more structured way in terms of lesson plans, in terms of classroom resources, in terms of classroom activities in every single activity, whether it is STEM activity, whether it is art-based activity, whether it is a classroom group activity or a pair activity or an individual activity or a project work. The whole system of student engagement is successfully established with Learn by in all Learn by Chapter resources, and you will be very successful in implementing this in your classroom. Can we move on to the next slide, please? So you create a foundation, you create a community where every structure begins with a solid foundation, and the foundation is built on two critical materials: a strong sense of community and the bonding, and the physical environment which feels safe and welcomed and it is all owned by the student. Where teachers are just facilitators, we help them to learn, but the learning happens in a more self-regulated, independent approach where the student take the ownership of their own learning with all the resources, and we teachers only support that. So this is the very key thing that we should achieve, and this is a cornerstone for success. That is found creating a community and creating a class environment with all the activities and the learning just taking place. Can we move on to the next one, please? So when we do that, how to do that very clearly is, as I told you, divide this class into a group. And in each classroom, each component is different. Teacher is one component, separate component. Student is another component. Classroom resources, textbooks, and the resources are another component. Workstations in the classroom. Where is this going to happen? Homework means homework. Classroom assignment means classroom assignment. If it is a project work, again. So all these things have to work in workstations. That is totally different. In that, what we need to involve is, out of 40 students or 50 students, what is the main classroom rule that I always stress about? Know thy neighbor. You should know your students by heart, not only by their names, by their way of learning, their emotional quotient. What is required for this child? Oh, he doesn't know this. And so first I need training for that. And so give him a very simpler worksheet with a simpler task. When he is able to do it, then do the other one. Do the next level. Give him the next level of achievement. But when he is able to do the other one, then give the next level. So your task that you are going to give in the classroom also has to be at different levels. One size fits all doesn't belong to the classrooms anymore. It is not applicable. So this is what is meant by your learning stations have to be very clear. In a group, who is going to sit here? And learning station 2, it's a pair activity. So this station is being kept there. And the learning station 3, it's a group activity. It's a project work, whatever thing. And the second one is, here you should involve the concept of multiple intelligences actually. So visual learners, they will be looking at the picture or whatever thing. And this whole system is, otherwise in English term, it is called as hot potato. What is hot potato? Is one simple project or the worksheet is being given. but that worksheet will have all activities. There will be a visual activity, there will be an auditory activity, there will be a group activity, there will be a singing activity, there will be a number activity. So the same worksheet, when it circulates, one worksheet that you print and give it to the class. But as a student, for answering that one question, which way I want to answer, I will answer that way. Say, for example, if it is something related to fractions, if I want to draw a fraction and show, that activity is there and I will pick up only that question and answer. If I want to define what is a fraction, I will give you the definition with the example. So that one worksheet will have all these activities listed, whether it's a group activity or a pair activity. And I will, as a student, I am given a liberty to answer it the way I want. This hot potato, the same worksheet is being circulated and everyone will be able to contribute in their own way. And you can produce your report as well. End of the day, what you want to learn, what you want to achieve as a teacher is that whether my students have understood fraction, whether they are able to represent fraction in their own way, in their own perception, yes, they are able to do it. If you want to really do it, or a group activity, take an apple, cut it and show us the 4 parts of the fraction. Anyway, create a pizza diagram or create a pizza. They can cook and create a pizza if you're allowed to do so, such that these kind of activities, I know it is going to be very difficult for a teacher, and you can ask me in a 40-minute session, how will I be able to achieve? That's why you should have a very clear stated lesson plan. For that lesson plan, your activity has to be done. This learn by chapter has successfully, strategically, organically, very clearly put there in all the resources in the lesson plan, activity 1, activity 2, activity 3, activity 4, whichever activity that is suited for your requirement, you will be able to choose it and you will be able to use it in a classroom environment, such that each child is being engaged, each child is motivated, and they enjoy the whole learning process. And for how do I produce reports? The second question teachers are going to ask, okay, after doing so much of activity, how will I produce reports? Don't worry. Implement learn by chapter. Just knuckle, you will get your report. End of the day, you will get your class average. In 50 students, how many of the students were able to do the activity, definition part of it? How many of them were able to do the group activity, pair activity, and they are able to create a pizza? How many of them were able to do the any kind of other activity, STEM activity, art-related activity, musical activity? Your reports will come like this in no time if you are going to involve with us in Learn by Chapter. That is why I always tell you, come to learn by chapter such that you will be achieving peace, and you will be a very successful teacher in engaging your students as well. Can we move on to the next slide, please? So we are not watching the video, dear. Skip off the video. Thank you, dear. I'm sorry, I'm not playing the video. Otherwise, you can play the video. If you are playing, you can play it actually. Can we move on to the before slide here? The before one, yes. So what is the key thing is laying the cornerstone is building a very caring community. And how to do that? First of all, we should win the respect of the students. We should win the respect of our stakeholders. And every day, building a caring relationship with the student is the cornerstone of a good classroom management. So simply put in, where there is care in the air, there is always significantly fewer behavior problems. As a teacher, remember that we are not there to tell them, shh, keep quiet. Keep quiet. I'm going to take the lesson. I'm going to read it. I'm going to say that you need to listen. Listen to me carefully. How many of the teachers do it? Why should we say that? When we speak, there should be people to listen. And you should deliver it in such a way that they are willing to listen to you. They are willing to learn it from you. We need not tell them, I'm going to say that, please listen to me. Listen to me. Not like that. They should be very clear then. We have listened the video. In that one beautiful video is stop and give me 5. As a teacher, when I come into the classroom, when I'm going to raise my hand saying that, showing my 5 fingers, they should be able to understand that man has shown 5 fingers. That means look at the listener, look at the speaker, stop whatever you're doing, listen very carefully, such that with hands and legs, thank you, to yourself, and you're ready for learning. So this is what is the thing. As a teacher, I don't need to stand and scream out saying that keep quiet or look at me, I'm going to teach. When I say this, that means we are ready to learn and everybody is concising on that factor and they will be start ready listening to us. So this is so laying down your classroom rules and regulations very clearly is very key thing for a classroom success. Second is designing the space area. As I showed you, each classroom, the space stations are very important. Okay, we will try and show you the video as well. maybe towards the end of the session, we will definitely we'll see that how best we can just satisfy your request. Thank you. So designing the space as a friendly managed environment is a key thing that we need to look into. So when students walk into the classroom, they should be welcomed. When, as we also, whose friends that we often visit, when the friends welcome us, right? So there should be a welcome situation. There should be a welcome feel for the students to enter into the classroom. Create that kind of a situation as a teacher very clearly. So they need to feel ownership. When you walk into the thing, like as you just go out and come. Okay, when you go out and come, when your parents don't even ask you, how are you, or how was your day? How do you feel? You feel left out, right? That's what is the situation of the students who are there in the classroom. Teacher coming in, keeping the notebooks, keep the assignments here, keep everything here, and go and sit in your place. When I'm going to act like this kind of a teacher, the students feel not to be welcomed. Yes? So, make the situation such that each one of them is heard very clearly. They are being welcomed and they're so happy to come to you. This is what is the key thing. Once you do this, you are 40% off as a teacher and they are always willing to come to you. So, make students the designers of their own classroom. This is applicable. In a life situation also, this is very much applicable. My room, I will handle it. This is what every child says to their parents. This is my room. I will create it. I will put the sticker here. I will put it here. I will manage. So give that liberty in the classroom also. It is their classroom. Now they, from 9 to 5, they are going to spend in that classroom. Imagine the number of hours they are going to sit in the classroom. Why not they design their own classroom? Let them design their own classroom and the seating arrangement. Some of the schools, what happens? From day one, first day in April, where they come and sit, that seat is being glued till the end of the year and the child remains in the same seat throughout. Don't ever do it. Have a rolling system. Let them take turns. As teacher, you can facilitate doing this. The first week, this child will sit here. So you make your turn such that you are creating a learning environment which is so welcome. And they will be interacting. They will make friends with each and every one of them. Otherwise, there will be one best friend where they will be talking to, and that best friend will be there forever. For only that boy or girl will be the best friend. Don't ever create it. So keep rotating the places, the seating places. Keep rotating the workstations. Keep rotating such that they'll start working in together. So such that we are creating an environment. This is the key thing that you should know exactly as a teacher. These all things should be done in the first week of the school. Yes. Exactly. So whichever way that you are adopting, please feel free to share with us, and definitely we will be helping you in this. From Learn by Chapter, we will definitely help you in that, how to create your own classroom, definitely. So create if you have in the sense a role play activity, have a mat in front of the classroom, they will have a role play activity and they will know exactly art corner is there, and they should very clearly, you need to put it up. Once you finish your worksheet, where to put it up. The rules have to be very clearly laid. As I come in morning, I need not say every time, bring your work desk here, put your classwork here. Very clearly, all the rules are being laid. Have trays, very simple trays, shoe boxes, even sari boxes. Come and bring them to the classroom, label it. This is class assignment. This is home assignment. Put them in different groups. Some of them would have done incomplete work. This is incomplete work. That means you need to work with a child. So they should not feel, rigid or apprehensive to put that incomplete work. Ma'am, I have not completed the work. I will complete it late. In some other time of the day. So give them the liberty to come and openly tell you exactly this is completed. So that what happens in Learn by Chapter is if the worksheet is incomplete, we give a free time for the child to go back and complete it. The child can come back to the worksheet again and they can work on the same worksheet and complete it. So these kind of liberty, if you give, the whole place is becomes such that we create an environment and we are so successful in the learning practices. Just a wipe or flow lamp or soft, anything that which is usable in the classroom, which you are allowed to do, which is more affordable. If you can afford it, you can afford for these things. And always allow them to work in groups. When you have your classroom group which is ready, so very clearly you will be able to segregate it. And in a heterogeneous classroom, the group leader, one group leader will be there and the group leader remains a group leader forever. Don't ever do it. Change the group leader, change the groups, keep changing them such that everybody will start mingling and they will be working in the same activity. So this is how we are creating a classroom community. Once you do this, you will be a very successful teacher. Can we move on to the next one? So when you do that, exactly, what happens? You're creating a framework and you're creating an interaction. Exactly. So what happens? the next work to build the framework is that shared rules and communication. As I told you very clearly, how to communicate. Ma'am, I have not completed it. The child should be free to come and tell you, ma'am, I have not completed it. Please let me come and complete it later. I've got something and I will definitely complete it. So when the child says that, respect it, accept it. So that the child next day when he comes, either he will complete the work, otherwise if he's not completed, he will say that, ma'am, let me complete the previous work and then I will start this. So that kind of very respectable way of communication should be developed as such. And this is achieved, this is definitely achievable by any teacher as such. And with the shared rules, clear communication, consistent teacher behaviors that allows the community to function effectively, predictably, and fairly. And there is one more thing which I have learned in due course of time is that the behavioral chart is very, very important. It's not just those stars, the golden stars and the silver stars that we just put it. And don't make it like a bribery practice. When you do that, I will give you 5 stars there. Not like that. Even a simple effort which is made by the student, as I told you, celebrate. Celebrate every single moment of their learning such that they become open and they enjoy the whole process of learning. And in Learn by Chapter, every worksheet, when they complete it, every task, rubrics has been given and the level of achievement is also given and we congratulate them toward their level of achievement in that particular worksheet. It's not that the worksheet is defined for the whole chapter and the worksheet takes you for the completion of the whole project, concept, for the whole topic. But every single test, the level of task and the level of learning is different. So when they achieve that level 1 level of learning, then yes, it is otherwise called as differentiated learning with the differentiated tasks. You acknowledge it, you celebrate it, and such that children become, what is the end of the day, what we are achieving is children become more engaged, they become more motivated, and they take the responsibility of the learning and they will come back to you and they will love you forever if you're going to do this really. So as teachers, this is more achievable. It's not a big task. Only thing is we have to lay down the rules. Very good. So this way it really helps. And as mentioned in the chat box, the high achievers, they will go and help the other learners exactly if they're not able to achieve the particular task or not able to answer the sheet. These students will go and help the other thing. So imagine with me such a kind of a learning environment, how enjoyable such a learning environment will be. And as teacher, they will really celebrate you as a teacher if you're going to do that. And very easy part, I'm telling you, practical part, tomorrow you will be able to do in your classroom if you're enrolling with Learn by Chapter. Believe me, I'm not exaggerating. I've used it and I know exactly very clearly how effective it is and how much of peace it has taken from us, from many people. Can we go on to the next slide, please? We'll try and play the video towards the end of the session. Thank you. Next slide, please. So creating the rules and from complaints to ownership. What is complaints? Complaints is abiding to it, isn't it? Following the rules. Ma'am has said this. I'm not going to speak. I'm not supposed to speak. If I speak, my name will come on the board. Isn't it? That's complaints. Ownership is, no, I'm not going to speak. I'm going to listen. I'm going to learn. So from complaints to ownership. This is what we need to develop. We need to create in our classroom with the social contract. And as I told you, as I mentioned before, these kind of rules are not laid by you as a teacher. The student themselves will design their own classroom and they will put it up. Once there is a ownership, they will follow it. They will go by it. And we don't need to be as a policeman. We are no more a policeman. We are gardeners who are watering those beautiful buds to bloom. That's what we are doing. So when they know very clearly, they take the ownership of their actions and also ownership of their own procedures which are being involved in it. So the teacher facilitates the process from students to brainstorm what the classroom makes feel comfortable, safe and happy, and the classroom decides the norm and expectations and the consequences together. And so this is called as developmental design. In that, very importantly, very importantly, parents make their own. Parents are the key ones for developing discipline in children. Whatever the students are today, whatever the learners are today, the main root comes from the parents' side. That's from the family culture. That's from the family routine. That's from the way the parents speak. That's what the parents communicate. And that is what the parents have inculcated in their family generation year after year. If they don't use please, it's not your problem. It is the problem of the child and the upbringing, and the parents have taught them to do so. If they don't respect you, it is not your problem. You as a teacher, you know what you are. Who are they to tell you exactly? If you feel offended, if you feel insulted, don't get carried away. You know your pride. You know your level. If they are not behaving, they are showing their family culture. This is what you should tell the parents very clearly. If your child is behaving this way, the child is not to be blamed. Your family culture has to be blamed. Change the family culture at home with whatever the way they can, and they will be able to succeed. Very importantly. And yes, exactly. Thank you so much. So instead of the students examine why something is being fixed with apology letter, students should know when to make an apology. If if they are really having a family routine, if they really form a family culture, they will not hesitate to say sorry. They will not hesitate to use thank you. They will not hesitate to use please. These are the words of respect. These are the words of pride, whichever country it is. Especially when you are from India, India is known for its pride. As a global ambassador, I'm telling you, I'm vouching this. India has a very biggest pride on using these words. And if they are not following it, the problem is that one particular family who is not following it, not you, not the school, not the environment, not the community. It is that one particular family who is to really feel ashamed, not us. So we have our own principles, we have our own dogmas, we know how to use it. Who are they to say it? We are not going to be out of the whole world in the millions. Who are this? This 1% is not even going to be one dot of us. So we don't need to worry about it as a teachers. You do your work properly and you will be celebrated. Go on to the next slide, please. Thank you. So from engineering, open lines of communication. Yes, thank you, dear. So, open lines of communication. As I told you, when you speak to anybody, even parents, very clearly, if you already put down the rules very clearly, you can always tell them they have violated the rules. That's why they are here. They have not learned it properly, so please do this. So very clearly in digital and in personal, in every single opportunity that clear, you tell them very clearly, this is what you should be doing. You have not done it, and so that you are here. Tell them very clearly, put the thoughts very clearly, map it very clearly and show it to them. So integrate well-structured activities of thinking, pair share, talking, triads, or cricket seminars, etc., etc., etc. Always have a frequently mix-up sessions with students, provide checks and ensure that everyone is being connected and using the empowering language rather than the just negative phrases or whatever thing. So make them feel celebrated such that you create a very positive environment. Can we move on to the next slide, please? So this is what is the thing. So the architect, who is the architect? You are the creator of your own destiny. And if at all, again, I repeat, as a teacher, this is not an easy, give them a very true picture. Yes, this is not a very easy thing to handle. Everyone will have their own opinion. And please welcome everybody to have their own opinion. It is welcomed, but that's not final. That is definitely not final. We will take everybody's opinion. But what is to be done, there is a norm for it. There is a stipulated structure for it. There is a skeleton for it. We will not compromise ourselves on that note. So we will go ahead with exactly and do what is required. That is what is the art of the teacher. The architect, the teacher, demeanor is calm, fair, but consistent. Don't let people drive over you. So the trust is beating, healthy heart, and in a functioning classroom and with a classroom management, it is definitely possible. Go on to the next one, please. Thank you. So when you use Learn by Chapter, we help you in building this kind of trust and exactly with all the materials which are applicable for any kind of level of learner, any kind of way of learning, any kind of model of learning. Know this material and know your students whom you are teaching and make a culture such that they will be able to follow it with very clearly. Allow them to ask questions of reflection, how well I know myself. In the classroom, we can have a happiness corner where they can put up how happy I am today. And if I'm not happy, why I'm not happy, they will be able to give. This happiness index is very important for every classroom, and this is what is going to rule the world as well in future. So create it in your classroom today very clearly, such that they know exactly how to be happy, why I'm not happy, if I'm unhappy, what is the main reason in it, how I can make myself happy. So the student should know to answer these questions as a self-realization. And as a teacher, we are always there to facilitate it. So this also is most applicable. Can we move on to the next one, please? Very clearly in a classroom situation, you can always ask, thumbs up means I have understood. Thumbs down means I am not understood. I need to work on it more. So these kind of similes, smileys, these kind of thumbs up, everything has been already incorporated in Learn by Chapter. When you use Learn by Chapter, you will be most happily using those worksheets, those assignments, those project reports, and the reports which are being generated, which is giving you a class average of how many of the students were happy in doing this stuff, how many of them were not happy. If they're not happy, what made them unhappy exactly? So they will be able to really do it. And as a teacher, like this, you will be able to generate your class average report, and you will know exactly how many of them have done it and why you need to go back, for how many people you need to go back with the same activity or with a modified activity. Everything you will be able to get it like this. So this is how we create a culture. We help the teachers to create a culture. And why do we do that? Because to achieve this human dynamics of making everybody happy. So once you do this, the whole classroom will become most exciting, joyful way of experience, such that they learn and they understand and they resolve the conflicts and they make a real meaningful ritual. Connect to the learning and connect the learning to the real world. That's what is very important. Can we move on to the next one, please? Can we move on to the next one, please? Yes. So the rhythm of the room is the rituals of the relevance. Very importantly, classroom rituals with morning meetings, good things, wiping, everything, the vibe which is creating. If you have a classroom song, you can generate a classroom song as well to welcome everybody, to have a handshake, anything as I celebrate birthdays. So you create whatever with all your creativity, enjoy what you're doing, such that. And keep the learning very real, use essential questions, use authentic assessment exactly, and prepare the report. And you don't need to work. You don't need to do big kind of work. Just use Learn by Chapter. We will be able to do it. And you will live in peace. So, move on to the next one, please. So, maintaining the structure, address the conflict quickly and wisely. Exactly. So, don't let the conflict take over. Address the issues between the students. It happens. Not everybody is on, don't expect the classroom. Everybody is on the same platform. They are not going to be like that. They are not like that. So understand that very clearly. Each one is so special. Each one has got their own perspective. Each one has got their own interests. So the conflicts will come. That's the spice of life, right? So how to handle them? Very clearly, step in and ask them to resolve their own conflicts, maintain a decorum, maintain an emotional quotient basis such that they don't feel they don't develop mountains from molehills. So take a positive approach. Be very neutral. Be very fair, and ask naive questions. Why does this happen? So will you do this way if it is required? And definitely, don't expect them. And it doesn't affect you. It should not affect you because you know your class as a teacher. You know your level as a teacher. If they are behaving that way, that's what their parents have taught them. The key is not the child. Please remember that. The key is the parent. So you make the parent in such a way so that the child is already mentored. So you have to take a lead on the role of a student or the educator. And it's definitely the school school educators have to really put down these things very clearly. That is why the school contract between the student and the parent, contract between the school and the student is very key thing, which is signed on every single first day of the year. The student contract is signed with the student handbook, with the teacher handbook, with the management handbook. If you do this, you are violating this. If you violate, this is what will happen. So everything is laid out very clearly and given to them, such that everybody knows exactly what I'm supposed to do. If I don't do this, this is what is going to happen to me. So move on to the next one. So lay down the school contract very clearly from the management side, and you will be, half your problem will be resolved. Can we move on to the next one? So these are the certain research books which are researched for constructing, for having this delivery of session. So you can also have a look at these things, and you can use them in your classroom. And move on to the next one. With that, we have come to the end of the session. As I always say, all these things that we have discussed is provided in one platform, that is Learn by Chapter. So can we go on to the Learn by Chapter? Thank you. My dear, are we going to the website now? Yes, thank you. So we welcome you to learn smarter, teach better, and perform exceptionally well. So that's what is the thing. I'll do that here. Videos will be short. Can we move on to the next one, please? Can we go down? So who we are for the newcomers, for you to know what is Learn by Chapter and who we are. We are a group of educators which are under the group of SOE, that is School of Educators, which are under the group of Nagin Group of Institutions, and all our publications are copyrighted with other resources. And this legacy has been created more than 30 years of experience in the education field. So when you look into Learn by Chapter, our resources includes comprehensive notes, podcasts. Yes, my dear. PowerPoint presentation. Yes. Concept videos. Sample papers. Yes. NCERT solutions. Yes. Definitely. Daily practice papers. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, all these are payable there. NCERT syllabus, previous year question papers, all are provided under one roof. And very importantly, not chapter wise, topic wise, concept wise. Each concept has been taken, and all these resources for that one particular concept, for that one particular topic. Imagine what kind of glorious work it would have been, and it is all given to you in a platter. Very simply, just in one platter, you get everything. So very easy to handle in a classroom situation to make yourself at peace. Then we go on to the courses. So when you come to our courses, here you can see we offer courses from grade 6 to 12, and it is for students and the teachers. And when you open the students login, it's aligned with old NCERT and it's aligned with new NCERT as well. It's for both students and the teachers. And for example, if you actually see here, our courses, there are totally 120 courses.
I have given you remote control. You can access my screen.
Right, okay. Let me try now. Okay. So these courses are available in 4 different subjects for English, math, science, and social. I think it's not working. The remote control I'm trying to access it actually. Yes, now we are in grade 9 English. Can we go on to a sample lesson? My screen is not moving. That means access is not working. Remote access is not working. Can we go on to the sample lesson here? Any one of the grade 10 English or maths or science? I just want to show them exactly what all these that we are doing.
Give me 1 second, ma'am. I am accessing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, dear. Okay, I think now I can control your screen. So, this is grade 9 English. That's what we are seeing on the screen. Okay, can we go down, Rohini, please? Yeah, this is what I actually require. This you can make it big. The left-hand side, the list of things that we are delivering. Rohini, let me try sharing for once. I'll try doing it just once. Okay? Thank you. Right. I'm going to share the screen now. Let me try this for Learn the Chapter website. Just a second. It's opening now. Just 1 second. Yes. Right. Okay. Is my screen visible now? It's loading or is it visible? Actually, what I have opened on my screen is the courses. Learn by Chapter courses. Is my screen visible?
No, ma'am, it's not visible.
Okay. Okay, Ravi. Sorry. I think you have to do the sharing. We'll go to the courses part of it, our courses. And probably we'll take grade 10 English or grade 10 science. Yeah, name of the topic we will include now. Definitely we'll include. We'll try and include the name of the topic as well. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Rohini. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. So we'll go to grade 10 science if you can, or grade 10 English. Okay. Sure, dear. Sure. We will include the session, the topic name as well. Yeah. So the course is open like this. And as you can see, which was mentioned now, previously, the same list of things that we offer for each and every topic. That's what is the key thing. It is not for the whole chapter. It is for each and every topic. Now, what do I make? I want to make you clear very clearly. If you see, plants is one full chapter. In that, plants, different topics are there. What are plants? Plants as food producers, then plants as in the sense like the preparation of food in plants, which is called as photosynthesis. Different types of plants, and and then like all these are different topics. What I'm saying is, if you take photosynthesis as one topic, for that one topic, photosynthesis, all these resources are there. The second topic in the same chapter is types of plants, creepers, climbers, all these are done topic wise. For each and every topic, there are resources. Say, for example, there is a forecast, then PowerPoint presentation, there is a video for that one particular topic. Okay, so then there are about NCERT aligned notes, which are the ready-made notes which the students can use for studying. And then with the notes, the question bank is already there, integrated with the previous year question papers, the current question papers, and with the NEP 2020 policy, all these revamped and new sessions and new question banks, new practice assignments, which are being there exactly, and how well we are doing, how well we are helping the teacher. These lesson plans are structured with Bloom's taxonomy, with the different levels of, as we are talking about differentiated instruction, with the different levels of learning, knowledge, understanding, application, synthesis. For each and every topic, the lesson plans are created with Bloom's taxonomy incorporation very clearly, and along with, and also satisfying the different trends of the learner, in the sense like with different natural learner with the multiple intelligences. There are questions which are, then there are activities which are incorporated with the multiple intelligences, different types of learning and different thing. And also for each and every activity, there is a rubric. What Ms. Rohini is trying to show now is the rubric very clearly. If they have achieved good level, the student if they are doing this, then they are achieved good level. If they are doing this level, that means they are in the beginning level. If they have achieved a very exceptionally done well, then excellent level. Then it is only developing level. Then there is only, for each and every question, every activity, this is the core thing. The whole report the teacher has to generate is applicable, is available to you ready-made very clearly, which level the child is. So this has been incorporated very clearly in the form of assessment rubrics, with the Bloom's taxonomy assessment rubrics. So apart from these things, and also relating it to NCERT learning outcomes, that is related to the identifying and different types of chemical reactions, combination, decomposition, etc., with the NCERT outcome, with the Bloom's taxonomy rubric, such that it as a total comprehensive report, the teacher will be able to generate it just like this after each and every activity. Every single activity, the teacher will be able to give this kind of a report with the classroom average. Why am I stressing for classroom averages? In a classroom of 60, how many of them are in the excellent level? How many of them are in the good level? How many of them are in the developing level? How many of them are in the beginner's level? This kind of report to generate just like this is not an easy job. It gives so much of peace, and for each and every lesson, you will be able to generate this kind of a level. And with all the different levels of learning, styles of learning, natural way of learning, spatial way of learning, kinesthetic way of learning, the child is a kinesthetic level, so he was able to STEM incorporated activities, whether it is science, math, science, social, with the art, STEM through stream. We have done a session for that as well. So the learning objective is mentioned, the materials being mentioned, the achievement, the class's success criteria is mentioned, with the introduction activities, scientific activity, demonstration, scientific explanation, and the achievement with the success criteria. How many of them were achieved this kind of, in the sense which level they have achieved. So everything has been incorporated so well in Learn Chapter with all the resources. Only thing is you need to just enroll and convince your peers, school people to take it and use it in the school. Imagine a school using Learn by Chapter will give so much of peace. We say it is stress-free learning means stress-free learning for the student and stress-free life for the teachers. And with exactly these things, which you can see over here, can we go up here? It's loading. Yeah, chapter-wise question papers. Once the learning is done, very importantly, what is required is going back and revising the topic. This is what is the key thing. So the chapter-wise, topic-wise questions, which are already made in the question bank, is available to you for you to use it. So what's stopping you? All these things, I'm not exaggerating. You need to just enroll, use it for some time, and then you see you become addicted to it. You will never give up. You will never give up, I'm telling you. You will never, in the sense, you will never go back. And this is all given to you in one platform. See how well it has been incorporated very clearly with the objective, with the achievement level, with the success criteria. What else you need as a teacher to just implement this in your classroom? You tell me. So this is what is the level of achievement that we are looking into with all the question papers, all ready-made papers. Practice makes a man perfect. If you see IIT, why is IIT coming on to top? They have a key thing of PPP. It is practice, practice, practice. So with this daily practice, they will be practicing. And not at the school time, not in the 40 minutes. The child is given a liberty of practicing it even at home. Whatever time he is free. If my mood is off, okay. If your mood is off, don't practice it now. Practice after some time, at their own pace, at their own time, at their own comfortability, they can go back. And not necessarily they have to finish all the question banks then and there. No, previous question papers which they can answer at their own pace. And if they are not able to complete it for once, the first attempt, if they're not doing well, it's not that once you have attempted it, then gone. It's not like examination. It's more like a format. It's not like a summative assessment. It's like a formative assessment that they can go back and check on it. Okay, I've done to this level. Now I need to practice more in the next concept. So they can choose. They can choose at their own pace. They can choose their own questions. It is all, they are given a free hand, very independent way of learning, such that the child being engaged, being motivated, and they will be able to achieve much more. So this is what Learn by Chapter is giving, all under one platform. And secondly, last but not the least, we can't miss out on the very important thing, diagnostic assessment. Diagnostic assessment is a key thing for each and every student. If I don't know the level, what I am, then how will I be able to proceed further? So diagnostic assessment, first, when you come very clearly, I should know as a teacher what you know. So our diagnostic assessment, in the first stage, it gives you very clearly, you are in this level. So when you know your level, now I know exactly what is. Every week I give you this example. Again, I repeat, if I'm going to teach multiplication, first key thing, my child should know addition. Then only they can sit for multiplication, right? So if they have problems in understanding addition, how will they succeed in multiplication? So as a teacher, I should mend that first. So I will take the child to that particular level, address that problem, and then take it forward to multiplication. This is what the diagnostic assessment is doing. Very easily, very clearly, they will be able to do it. So with all these things, definitely, thank you, Rohini. Thank you, Ms. Rohini. Don't worry. It's okay. Thank you, Ms. Rohini. We welcome you to Learn by Chapter. All these resources are available to you. So we welcome you to join us with our affiliate program. When you go to our affiliate program, the page will welcome you with Dr. Vishal, who is the brain behind the whole system, the whole ecosystem of learning. So, and the procedures are given very clearly how to enroll yourself. So you make your own account. We welcome you open hands to join us. Exactly. We can take our affiliate program, become an official affiliate, so that you are free to use our resources. And not only as a teacher, but also you can advise your people. Once you start using it, as a teacher, since you are here in this session, enroll yourself for this chapter. You will get an access. You can go through it and you can guide your people. You can guide your school to take the enrollment so that everybody will be able to use it. So thank you so much. With that, we have come to the end of the session. Thank you, Ms. Rohini. Thanks for the wonderful support that you have given. Really, thank you. You have really saved today's time. Thank you, Mr. Rishabh, for enabling me to complete the session. Now it's only questions. Please go ahead, Mark. Thank you. We have got 5 minutes for questions, please. Yes, Ms. Nisha Khatri, your hand is up. Ms. Thamasoma Sebastian, please open and speak. You can unmute yourself and speak. Thamasoma Sebastian, please. Welcome. Ms. Rohini, I think you need to unmute them, or how is it? They've raised their hand. Are they going to say something? Nisha Khatri, who's Nisha Khatri? Do you want to say something? Ms. Thamasoma Sebastian? We will include the topic, ma'am. This is the 5th request that we've got. We will definitely include the topic. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Anybody else who wants to say something? We need to end the session. That's right. Please. Thank you. The presentations will soon be available on the. Thank you. Does anybody wish to say something? Does anybody want to say something? Yeah, thank you so much. So with that, we have come to the end of the session. As we say this every week, coming together is only beginning. Staying together. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Thank you once again. Until we meet next week, it's bye from all of us. But definitely, please enroll yourself for Learn by Chapter. Start using it so that you all will get benefited. Certificate, definitely certificate. As soon as the session is over, you will be getting your certificate. Any other? Yes, thank you, Ms. Nisha. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, thank you so much. Anybody else who wants to say something, you can say, because we have to end the session. Thank you. Thank you until we meet again. So let me see how many of you are going to enroll for our Learn by chapter. Once you start enrolling, we'll be directly giving you trainings so that you all will get benefited. Yes, the videos will soon be available. The videos will soon be available on the website, and you can always go back to the session and have a track in it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's your body.
Thank you.
Ms. Ru-